Part 1 of this tune is with standard power. For this you'll need your racing hard tyres. With mediums and softs of course it will be even quicker. As far as suspension, 53mm on the front, 65 on the rear. Anti-roll is 8 for the front and the back, 38 on compression, 37 on expansion, 4 on frequency, no camber angle on the rear, 1.5 degrees negative on the front, 15 degrees of toe in on the front, then 0 on the rear. As far as the diff, 5, 5 and 5 for all three, initial torque, acceleration and braking. Nitrous of course is not fitted, transmission is standard, no power restrictor, no ballast and no output adjustment on the ECU. Downforce is set as low as possible for the same reason as the hard tyres, to show what the car can do with less than stellar conditions, and the rest has not been fitted. For the version of this tune for a higher tuned vehicle with nearly 1000 horsepower, you can use this same essential concept, but then fit your fully customized race transmission with between 400 and 420 km per hour on the transmission. This will allow the car to do around 240-250 miles per hour at Le Mans with a medium RPM turbo and optionally nitrous. That's it for the tune though, so of course if you'd like to hear the reasoning behind this build as well as how to use the car effectively, stick around for mechanics notes. Now my reasoning on this particular tune and the choice of car was because it's a severely undervalued gem. It's a straight line missile, but often people don't know how to use the GTR effectively through corners, so the reason why I wanted to do this build is because it's my personal favourite LMP car in the game, and it has so much potential that people just don't realise how to use. So in terms of using the tune, there are really two recommendations that I have. Number one is to turn into corners slightly earlier than you typically would in a, for example, mid-engine rear-wheel drive prototype like a Sauber C9 or a Peugeot 908, etc. When you do that, the natural understeer and torque steer, depending on whether you're using throttle or not, of that front-wheel drive platform will naturally keep the car's racing line correct, rather than actually cutting the corner, which is initially what your brain is telling you is going to happen. Then of course you can correct that feeling by applying some throttle, but on that point that is my second recommendation, which is of course the use of throttle control. It is essential in this car for getting the best out of it, so what I would recommend is, while going through a corner of any length, never really use more than 50% throttle. You'll feel that biting point of the front wheel drive grip trying to, at a certain point, pull you outward with, of course, that torque steer that is so typical in a front-wheel drive platform. Then, when you really are facing almost exactly the direction you want to go, then you can really pile on the power. And thanks to the fact that I built this tune in a reverse way, so I built it with the full power first, but still with low aero and hard tyres, it ensured that the car could cope under the most extreme conditions, and then by giving it less power, it becomes easier to drive. Now, the difference in lap time between the two is with standard power, I ran a 127.3, then fully tuned a 124.2. So around a 3 or so second difference, or just over. Both though are certainly quick enough to keep up with plenty of other prototype cars of that power level and higher. And if you do want to use the tune, of course, I hope you have fun with it, either sub 900 points or well over 900 points and nearly 1000 horsepower, depending on how you choose to use it. And of course you can find more tunes like this in the playlist here on screen. But until next time, I'll see you then, and for now, as always, thanks for watching.